the changes that go on during perimenopause are real. We need to remember that the progesterone and the estrogen, the testosterone are changing. There's gaps in between the progesterone and the estrogen. It's so hard to say. And you will feel that particularly in the brain and in the gut. There will be less digestive ability potentially, and also less ability to focus, less ability to have the same level of hormones that help you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So you might wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So things that can help is to talk to a holistic nutritionist, dietitian registered, and find out what they might recommend after doing a blood test. If that's just too expensive or out of your league or not what you're going to make the time to do. Magnesium is very helpful. Eating a kiwi before bed is good. Anything that's high in magnesium, so pumpkin seed oil, it's not too bad. You can take a tablespoon of that. It's very high in magnesium. You could try taking a magnesium supplement. I have found great results with magnesium citrate, and that's to fall asleep. And I generally fall asleep even after I've woken up. So that's been about 6 months, and that's been extremely helpful. The other thing is make sure that you have somebody that you can talk to during this time. Somebody that is on your team, that you can share with them that maybe you feel less productive. I hope so, because it's a time when we're meant to be having an inner change of the guard, not something that's so on and capable. It's that we're becoming another part of our life cycle. Instead of producing, creating another life form, nurturing a child, nurturing our husband, nurturing somebody else. We're actually feeling how to be embodied and know what we know, which is changing. What does that mean? That there's going to be little important, meaningful thoughts that you may have put on the back burner for a decade or for 4 decades because you were busy attending to the house or to your job or to your children or to your partners. And there isn't a chance for you to cultivate the important things that have played on your mind, the things you think about that you want to build or create. Maybe it's more time in nature, maybe it's writing, maybe it's painting. It can be little simple tasks that you've never made the time for. And this is the time to make time to be in those projects or with those people or create the group that you've wanted to be with. The most important thing during this time is to be heard. Someone's listening to you, as always. It's just that when you're going through changes hormonally, it's not as physical. It's not like you have a broken bone or you have diabetes too, and so you're taking, it's not something that you can name. And unnameable changes inside you can be very mystical, and we need to respect the mystical aspect of perimenopause. We're being changed. We're having informing factors of hormones being taken away from us, and so we need to feel how to land in that new terrain, that new way of feeling in the world, that maybe a confidence that we had before has altered because we don't feel as clear in the roles that we were playing before. We're pulling out from them. And this is good to know, to be realistic about what you can do in the world, what you want to do in the world, and how to downsize if there is that option, or how to make more time for you or recreation or time to be in nature or to write, so that there isn't this erratic trying to keep up, which is going to create a feeling of effort and force in you. So you'll psychologically attempt to stay on, and that's very exhausting, and welcome to the world. This is so commonly what's occurring, and this will create anxiety and depression, which show up the same in the brain, by the way. So anxiety is fear, and it can be from the fear of the unknown. It can be the fear of what's going on inside my body. Am I still going to have the same body? Am I going to gain a lot of weight? Most women gain 10 to 15 pounds during the first 10 years, perimenopause morphing into menopause. And it doesn't need to happen, but it often happens because of the change in the hormones. So know that this is a part of what's going on inside your body to help you accumulate more energy. Fat stores are the highest form of energy in your body. So if you don't want that to happen, find a way that you're doing more activity in a way that you love. Make sure it's what you love. Know that this is natural. You're not doing anything wrong. Your metabolism is slowed down substantially. your muscle tone might have reduced quite a bit because of the reduced testosterone, and so that's going to reduce your metabolism. So you might need to cut your calories by a great percentage. I found I needed to cut my calories by approximately 30% in order to feel at home in my body, and to reduce bloating. So you may need to, and probably will need to, reduce calories if you're eating more than you need. Before I could burn them off because I was doing more weight training, more dance, more cardio, more running. And then I didn't have that vitality. I had a different body. My body didn't want to run. My body didn't want to reach new aspirations of strength or power. I was tired. So I did more gentle dance, a lot more gentle yoga. I reduced my weight training, and I was doing enough that I felt strength, but I couldn't go for the strong lifts anymore. That was over. And that was something I'd done all my life and that I identified with. I felt like I was strong when I was doing heavy weights, but what I noticed was at the end of heavy weight workout, I was tired. That never happened. I always felt energized. So listen to how your body is changing, how certain activities cause fatigue, whereas before they were energizing. Because the body is really giving you all of this guidance of how you can change and be in your body rather than try to keep up with what you were before the change in hormones. We don't want to try to keep something up. That's exhausting, and it will have a stress effect on the nervous system, on the body, on the brain. So you want to make sure you're listening to the little tweaks and changes and the things you let go of or think you give up in order to feel more at home in your body.